Welcome to Let Me Know How It Is, a podcast about all things geek. It's summer, and that means one thing: Comic-Con. We're taking a look at what came out of San Diego Comic-Con 2020. If you're new to the show, hello, thanks for being here. New episodes every Wednesday. We'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And a quick reminder to everyone, you could suggest topics in the comment section. Give it a try. It'll be fun. Thanks for listening. All right, everybody, we're switching it up a little bit today. I'm Zach Slater, and I'm here with
Frank Melman. Hey.
This is Tommy Smithereens. How you doing today?
And I'm Clifton.
So it's Comic-Con, and tonight we're basically combing the internet for news, announcements, trailers, interviews, panels, anything cool that came out of Comic-Con 2020, Comic-Con at Home as it's branded. So we're checking sites, we're sending stuff to each other, we're seeing, what's cool out there. We're discussing it, speculating, prejudging. So we're keeping it a little loose on this one. So how's it going, guys?
All right.
It's going all right.
Yeah, it's okay. So far, so good.
Cool. Anybody got anything good?
Well, mine comes a little late because it came out Thursday, in which the panel for New Mutants dropped. They added a lot more to the trailer. At least we got to see more of the movie than ever before. I'm hoping it drops because it looks a lot better than what the studio made it sound like, especially since we were supposed to get that some time ago.
They released the first few minutes, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
they did. They showed the opening scene, followed by a new trailer-ish.
We should note that, we're recording this Saturday. So theoretically, there's still more stuff to come tomorrow.
Right.
On Sunday, so.
Right, yeah.
There won't be too much.
No.
The big stuff's usually out by now.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just weird because I think the fans are just waiting on it. It's like, it feels like the trailer was just more convincing for the studio to actually put it out because they put the first scene as well as the big bad in the movie all in the trailer, which is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, was it a trailer? I'm perfectly staying away from it because I don't believe it's coming out. So was it a trailer or was it like a sizzle reel or somewhere in between?
If they play the opening scene in its entirety, which is only a few minutes. So they play a few minutes in its entirety that then basically becomes a trailer / sizzle reel.
Okay.
A little more sizzle reel than trailer. But yeah, then they just start showing different scenes, highlights from the movie stuff. Some stuff we've seen before in trailers, some stuff was new.
Okay.
Anybody watch the scene yet? Or the open?
Yeah, I've watched the entire panel.
Okay.
I watched the scene.
How was it?
It looks interesting. I've been waiting for this movie a while. I think I mentioned it before when we did what we were looking forward to in 2020 at the beginning of the year, and it was definitely on my list. And I kept saying how whenever they put it out, however they put it out, I will watch this movie.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. So I am still looking forward to it. The panel was fun. I was just curious to see how they would handle it, the cast and crew who made this thing in 2017, I think, for a 2018 release that didn't happen, and a 2019 release that didn't happen, and a 2020 release that didn't happen yet. Yeah. And there's a funny open to the panel when it first comes on, where they put up the logo New Mutants, and then they put up the first release date back in 2018. And then they cross that out. And then it puts up the next release date and crosses that out. And then puts up the April 2019 release, crosses that out. The August 2019 release crosses that out. And then the April one that just passed of 2020 crosses that out. And then they just start putting up different tweets from people making jokes about the delay. And I just remember one of the ones, because they fill the screen with them, so it's hard to read all of them. But one of them was just like when this movie was announced, I was a kid, and now I'm 40 and balding.
Oh, wow.
And someone saying I'm looking forward to watching this with my grandkids that I won't have for years. But then they put up the most recent date, which is still coming up, of the August 28th, 2020 date. And then just added fingers crossed.
Right. They should have cut to Ferris in his bathrobe. You're still here?
Yes.
It's over.
Yeah.
Go home.
Right. So I'd seen reports saying before I watched the panel saying that that they were still sticking with their date, and like they're not really, because like there's multiple times where they kind of allude to like it's probably not going to be August 28th.
No.
Because there's one part like they do a couple contests. They announce a couple contests like based on Twitter in the panel, and one is to win some posters. They put out a slew of new posters from a art group called Poster Posse. A lot of nice stuff. And then one of the other contests was to win a chance to see the movie in an advanced screening before the release. And then like one of them quips like, it won't be anytime soon.
Yeah. Don't make it. You can make actual other plans. It's not going to be anytime soon.
Right. But no, I am excited about it. They had Bill Sienkiewicz made a pop in to the panel and premiered a new poster from him. And his art's always great. And it's been fun to see his involvement in the movie because like he was on set with them some. And it's definitely inspired by his run on
Right.
New Mutants, the one that he was the art and Claremont was writing. But particularly drawing a lot from that period with both of them as the collaborators on it.
Yeah, I follow him on various things, and he's been really excited and you know, obviously pushing it.
Yeah.
But every time, obviously, there's a delay or stuff. And then, did you see that I know he revealed his poster for it.
Yeah, they show that in the panel.
Oh, did they? Okay.
He's in the panel and shows it there.
Very cool.
It's nice looking.
Oh yeah, it's great. No, really nice stuff. But then again, you know, so it's one of those things where when that book starts, it's like it's Claremont and Bob McLeod, and then when Sienkiewicz takes over, it's such a radical departure from what had come before. And I remember the time people just being like, "No, it's just not for
like,
me.
What is this?
It's too weird, man." Because you look, I mean, nothing against. I love Bob McLeod. I think he's a great artist. I think I enjoy his stuff.
But he's
like,
a traditional comic artist.
He's right. He's very much.
Not.
Yeah, he's very much from like the Kurt Swan and that kind of era of like, you know, that kind of like straight ahead, you know, storytelling. Well, Sienkiewicz is, you know, after doing Moon Knight and
right.
all that stuff, he's, you know, he's highly experimental, and it's not, you know, people are just not ready for what was coming. But it's amazing stuff. Like it's sort of like after the Demon Bear stuff, you get all like where Legion first appears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some really, really cool stuff. But yeah, at the time, people were just not, no. Just remember, people were like, no, not for me. That's people jumped off that book. So it's cool to see it finally come to fruition.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, me too. No, I like those characters a whole lot. I think the cast is pretty cool. I think it should be, you know, when and if we get it, you know, I'm there. But it's some things where, you know, I just more and more. It's been so long. I just don't know what, you know. And again, it's kind of like other stuff that you know is in the can with various studios and Disney being one of them, where they're just like they're waiting till theaters reopen till we get them, and I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. So.
It's one of the things that makes me kind of lament a bit the Disney sale, which don't get me wrong, I love that we're going to get the X-Men and the MCU and stuff eventually. But the cool thing was like Fox was playing with stuff at the time, like right there at the end, where like, you know, you had the Deadpool and this New Mutants that was like flexing like horror movie muscles, it looked like, and looked like that they were like really playing around with stuff and being a little experimental. And there was the Doom movie that they were talking about with Noah Hawley.
All right.
You know, like it was just like, I just thought like that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it may be changing what the genre can do.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. I hope we get to see it someday.
Yeah. I mean, one thing about the panel that I did find nice was how in good spirits the cast still are over this after being like, you know, they made it a while ago and it's become almost like, I mean, it's not a joke. There's tons of people still excited about it, but every time it's, you know, it starts trending on Twitter, you're like, oh no, like what's happening now to this movie?
Right.
And that they're still so like have good thoughts about it, and they're so excited for people to finally see it eventually. Was nice to see.
Cool. So I have something. I don't know if anyone else is, whether they saw this or not, but I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Dragon Prince has been signed for 4 more seasons.
Yeah,
that was the big news. I watched that panel as well in its entirety before I looked up any news from it, so I got to see experience it as they announced stuff, and that was actually a surprise announcement at the end of the panel.
Okay.
because I mean, season 3 ran, and 3 of us here have watched it. One of us has
Right.
not.
Yeah.
So we'll try not to go too much into spoilers for that. But
Yeah, I haven't finished it
and
yet.
for anyone out there,
Oh no, I haven't started it yet. Season 3.
okay,
Oh.
so 2,
Yeah.
so 2 have seen it, and 2 have not.
Wow.
But I
Yeah.
love the show.
Me too.
Yeah, it's great. If you haven't watched it, start watching it. It's great.
Yes.
If you love Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yes.
watch Dragon Prince. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me.
You can start it now. By the time you get finished with it, I may be done with season 3.
Yeah.
But there was apparently a lot of question on
Right.
whether or not there was going to be just
coming
a
back.
season 4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like there was a lot of, it was totally up in the air of if they would come back for one more season.
Mhm.
And if you go back to the 2019 panel, they had put up a diagram, which you can find, of like how they kind of broke down what they call the Dragon Prince saga into like chapters. And it was the first 3 is one chapter, the first 3 seasons is one chapter, and then 2 seasons is another chapter, and then 2 seasons is the conclusion. And so like the very last thing they announced in the panel was the show's creator, to the surprise of the cast who didn't know this news yet at the time they had recorded this panel, which was done a little bit in advance of this weekend, and announced that they were picked up for season 4 and renewed for the Dragon Prince saga, meaning the entirety of what they planned for the show,
Yeah.
which is a total of 4 more seasons. And like some of the cast like teared up, like they literally were surprised and didn't know
Oh,
what was
that's
going to
awesome.
happen.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. This is how greedy I am. I'm super excited about it, even though there's like one perfectly good season I haven't watched yet sitting there.
Sure.
But I'm like, yes, more.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get twice more, and it's an extra season more than I've seen. But that's how much I like the show. I just haven't gotten around to finishing season 3. So
Yeah. No, great show.
Yeah, there's some other stuff they announced at the Dragon Prince was graphic novel from Dark Horse
okay.
that is being done in canon,
Oh, very cool.
similar to how they've done like the Avatar and Korra stuff in conjunction with those shows' creators. And the graphic novel, I believe, is coming out. Is it this year? I can't remember. But it takes place after season 3 and before season 4.
Question: did they bring up the book that they dropped, Dragon Prince, book 1 Moon, in which they give stronger backstory about certain characters and their motivations? Did they talk more about that, or is that going to be something that they're developing at Dark Horse as well?
That I'm not sure. I don't know if they brought that up. They did bring up the art book that they're putting
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Oh, they're doing an art book.
Yep, they're doing an
Oh,
art book
I love
covering the
those.
first 3 seasons.
Okay.
I think every cartoon needs to do an art book.
Well, not every cartoon.
Every single one. All of
them. but certain cartoons.
So I think the graphic novel that's in canon is from Scholastic, and the
Okay.
art book is from Dark Horse.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think,
Okay.
yeah, I
It's
think
gonna
that's
be
right.
awesome.
Yes.
Was Giancarlo Volpe on the panel? Is he still with the show, or did he move? Or is he doing his own thing now?
I think he's moved on, but I'm not positive. He was not on the panel. He
Oh.
had been a writer for the 3 seasons, but I think he might have. I feel like he's back at Nickelodeon now,
Okay.
but I'm not positive about that either.
Yeah, he was a producer.
Mhm.
Yeah, writer, director on there. You would know him if you'd seen Green Lantern, the animated series. He was one of the showrunners for that, one of the executive producers on there. Clifton and I used to listen to his podcast, Big Pull Podcast, and he's like awesome with fans. He's great with fans. Like he really appreciates them, shows his love. It's really cool. So
Nice.
He did the podcast with his wife, Angela Marie Volpe, who's a voice actress in video games,
Mm.
and a friend of theirs, Kurt Matilla, who is a director.
Yeah.
Directed a documentary inspired and about sort of Evel Knievel a few years ago.
Very cool.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about that. I gotta check that one out. So I got a little one here. This will make our engineer super excited. So Archer season 11 release date was revealed to be September 16th on FXX. So I know you're happy about that.
I am. I'm current with that as well. I enjoyed Archer.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
I am not.
You got.
I did not. I basically, and not, if you're enjoying Archer now and you're to the point where before all the tangents happen, that's where I stopped. I haven't picked it back up since then.
Oh, I think Zach would like the noir or the
The tech
that
stuff.
one. Yeah, the
I
tech
do.
stuff.
I do want to watch that episode. That season. What was that?
Arguably-
Dreamland.
Dreamland. Yeah,
Yeah.
of the 4, I say that one is the best. But there's other elements to the other one. Like I definitely see Frank enjoying the other one where he's like Indiana Jones / Tales of the Gold Monkey. Yeah, and then there's the futuristic one,
Right.
which is interesting. I don't want to say what
It's
makes
basically
it so much
it's
different.
Archer in space, right?
It's a little bit more than that, but
Okay,
generally,
okay.
it's Archer
Okay.
in space. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I enjoyed Archer. This was one of the things where they moved it from FX to FXXXX.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And then
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, I love that teaser trailer they did, in which Archer's talking about everything he's done, and the way he talks about it is basically a montage of the whole series up until season 11, which is hilarious in itself.
Okay. Strong voice cast, always good stuff.
Mhm.
But Chris Parnell, Judy Greer, Amber Nash, Krieger. I can't remember. I never remember Krieger's voice, but yeah, I love it. It's a good
Aisha
show.
Tyler, right? She's still
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
of
She's
course.
still-
yeah.
Duh. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's on there too.
Yeah,
But,
she's great. She's great
she
in
is great.
everything.
Yeah, she's terrific in that too. But yeah, I just haven't watched the last, I guess, 3 seasons of Archer. So maybe I should get caught up because it sounds like it's coming back around. So
Yeah, for a swan song at that. So I don't think there's any more after that.
oh, this is it.
It might be. It might
Okay.
be, but who knows if if it's a great idea and everybody wants to come back to do it. So
Right.
It's a good run, though. God,
strong run.
11 seasons. Good
Yeah.
for them. Good grief. That's like a comic book hitting like issue 300 today.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not many cartoons go that long unless you're, Simpsons, Family Guy, that sort of thing.
Although you could argue that, with the reformatting for the other seasons, it's almost like a brand new number 1 for the series.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only
Yeah.
thing about, not to dick them over on making it to 11 seasons, but that's what when I think about it, I'm like, no, you're following the comics model now of modern comics of we should have a new number 1 for this. So,
But
But still.
for Archer,
yeah.
just keep watching.
Okay. Okay. Very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
But no, it was nice. I enjoyed it. I liked the announcement of it. I haven't seen a panel. They had a panel for it, right? Or as far as what they're doing or anything. Anybody watch that or any information concerning that?
I did
With
not watch
Archer?
that panel yet, but
Okay.
there was a panel the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it. So
There's apparently a Mega Man live action film that is still happening. Quote.
Okay.
And quote, big news is coming soon, which this I don't get.
yes.
Announce it here. What are you talking about? What is this?
So tomorrow.
Yes.
Did they have a panel for it?
I don't know. Looks like maybe people attached to it had a live stream for another film that they were doing, Project Power. Sorry.
Power.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
coming on Netflix. That one looks to be interesting. But it's another example of people dragging their feet on the concept that should have been seen through Marvel or DC. Has anyone seen the trailer on that one?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Do you want me to tell you or the premise of the movie?
I don't
It
know what
has,
it is.
Basically, it's Jamie Foxx and is it Gordon Levitt? Joseph
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
Yeah. They both play cops, and this is a universe in which people can get powers through a pill. The thing is, the pill, when taken, can give you anything as far as the power set goes. You don't know what you're going to be when you take the pill and how it's going to affect you. And then as a result of it, you have different people who either are killed by the pill or want to become heroes, but whatever. It's basically them turning into a mutant by ingestion of the pill. And the pill is distributed by this one girl. And I don't know how it relates to the other heroes, but they're trying to stop the distribution of it. or people trying to be powerful as a result of it.
Hmm.
I think Gordon Levitt has powers while Jamie Foxx does not. So it's basically what a weird buddy cop type of deal, but
Right.
just action oriented. But the effects on it are phenomenal as far as their power setting and who they come up against. Like in the trailer, they come up against somebody with like I guess Human Torch powers.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's another. I think I just see it as a missed attempt on something that could have been used. I mean, of recognizable characters as opposed to a new story altogether.
It sounds like a little bit like a Strike Force Morituri.
Yes, but except there's no life expectancy like Strike Force Morituri.
Okay.
It could just kill you outright.
Gotcha. Because I mean, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of Strike Force Morituri, it was basically it's in the future. It's futuristic. They don't say exactly when, I don't think, but it basically the Earth has been invaded. As a way of fighting back, they develop a technology that basically gives you powers. You have powers for what? Like I don't know. It's like a year, I think.
3 years.
Powers?
3 years.
What, is it 3 years? Okay, 3 years.
I want to say 3 years.
But anyway, it's one of those things where the same thing where your powers are random. You can't really choose what you get, and then the other thing is you can basically like step off the out of the machine that gives you the powers, and you could die.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you could basically burn yourself out in the middle of a fight and die. But you have 3 years to work with whatever you got. So, it was a good book. Peter B. Gillis wrote most of it. It was really good. At one point, Marvel was going to develop that. That was on the fast track, and then I think with Sci-Fi Network, and nothing ever happened. So
yeah, that had been optioned to several times at Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay,
I know that.
There you go.
And didn't happen anytime.
Right.
No, great. Well, we're getting it some form or another. It's coming on Netflix. I think it's coming on Netflix in August.
Okay.
August 14th, I want to say.
Very cool.
Lucky Yates. That's the guy you're thinking about.
Oh, the guy that's Krieger's voice. You're right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It just popped in my head.
Very good.
So there's a Marvel project that I didn't even know was still coming until they had a panel and put out a trailer for San Diego at Home. And that is Hellstrom on Hulu.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's still coming?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, what is that? Because I thought that was a comic event, and then I was like, oh, this is a show or a movie or...
It's a show, and it was picked up and announced a long time ago, but I assumed it died when the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider spinoff got canceled, and all the animated stuff at Hulu got canceled.
Right, I thought so too.
I guess this one was maybe a little further along and survived that axe, but like it started under the Marvel Television when Marvel Television existed, which doesn't exist anymore because they restructured all that to be under Kevin Feige instead of Jeff Loeb. But this is, I guess, the last of those projects. But it's based on the old Marvel character, Damon Hellstrom, also known as Son of Satan, who originally appeared in Ghost Rider #1 in 1973, created by Roy Thomas and Gary Friedrich. And yeah, like I had no clue this was still happening.
No, I didn't either. I thought it was a dead project. I thought, like you said, when there was the announcement of Ghost Rider being a spinoff, and then there's talk of Satana was supposed to be like either she's supposed to be in the shows or be on another. I thought there was another character.
All right,
she was
the daughter of Satan.
Yes, Satan's daughter.
Yeah.
Yes, was supposed to be either in it or get her own show or whatever.
Right.
Or she was going to be like the bridge between the two shows.
And he was always like a Marvel horror character when they would dabble into the horror side of things, especially in the 70s.
Yeah, they very much wanted him to be like what I think they were trying to capitalize on The Omen. And and all that stuff when that came out. I think they wanted to have it be so they could be like, yeah, it's we're gonna flip the concept on its head. Yeah, he's a son of Satan, but he's a good guy.
Right.
Sounds a lot like Lucifer in a way.
Like, yeah, a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels that way. Except they just didn't make him the devil outright.
Right. Well, isn't Lucifer a procedural? I don't even know.
It is and it isn't. I mean, no, it comes from the grounds of that, but there's an overarching story that takes it out of the procedural format.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the Sandman roots, right?
See, that one I couldn't say because I wasn't I didn't read the Sandman comics as far as his place in it and all. But this one but what was his place in the Sandman?
In Sandman, he gives Morpheus the key to hell and walks off. Says, I'm done. I quit.
Well, he does it, but he just doesn't give the key to Morpheus.
Okay.
Yeah. Same premise, just there's no Morpheus to give it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll see. Like I said, it's one of those, I mean, I'm used to the big red caped Hellstrom with the pentagram on his chest. So we'll see. I'm always up for an interpretation. We'll see how it goes.
Cool. Lovecraft Country.
That looks really
Apparently
good.
that had a Comic-Con trailer drop, which I think that show looks really cool.
It does. It looks very cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. I think it starts in, a couple weeks?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
16th,
August 16th, it says. Yeah. So who's behind this show?
Which Lovecraft Country?
Yeah. Is this Jordan Peele producing it?
Yes. Yes.
I thought he executive
Okay.
produced it. I thought
I forget the
it's-
woman's name.
Misha Green?
Misha Green, created
Yes.
by, has
Yeah.
created, but it looks like it's based on a book
Okay.
too. Based on a book by Matt Ruff and is
Okay.
created by Misha Green.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the showrunner and the executive producer for the film. I mean, for the show.
Looks
Executive producers J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go.
Well, I was
interesting.
on
I'm
board
excited.
with
I can't wait for
Yeah.
it.
I was on board with Journey Smollett and Michael K. Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be an awesome looking show. That is
Yeah.
I mean, they're spending money on that. That is an amazing looking show.
Looks very, very good.
Yeah, I hadn't seen anything for it before. Actually, I'd only ever heard a little bit about the project. So that was all, like anything they're announcing for it now or showing for it now is completely new to me. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see people kind of steering into Lovecrafty stuff. You know what I mean?
Was that Cthulhu at the end?
I
Could
believe
be.
it was.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be.
There's a high probability of something like that, of one of those Lovecraft monsters. So, but no, I like the idea that it's the one character is like looking at it like a call to adventure, even though it's real, monsters of the abstract, like the Lovecraft stuff, as well as being like everyday monsters that are through the lens of racism and all that stuff, should be very cool.
Yeah.
Especially with Lovecraft himself's history.
Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's the angle. That's another angle too there, Clifton, for sure. So, but no, looking forward to that.
Did anyone catch the Boys 2 season 2?
The
I
trailer.
did not see the trailer for it yet. I just wrapped up watching season 1 myself like last week.
Yeah, season 2 trailer's interesting. It's definitely adds a new dynamic to it. Instead of they're being pursued as a result of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of the events that happened in season 1.
Right.
Plus they introduce another, and I put air quotes, hero to the
7.
Yeah, to the 7.
Right.
Played by my favorite Aya Cash.
I was gonna say you're super excited for that, right?
Oh, big time. She's amazing in You're the Worst. Oh yeah.
No, I've purposely. I mean, I've read the books, but I read like 85% of them. But it's one of those things where I'm looking forward to it at the same time I'm trying to stay away from it. So
yeah, okay.
But they did announce at the same time that they've greenlit season 3, so they must be excited with what they've done. So
yeah, without even showing season 2 at all.
Mm-hmm. And then they're supposed to be. Are they rolling that an episode at a time or 2 episodes at a time?
It drops 3 episodes, and then we're gonna get weekly till that's done.
Okay. And then the other thing was, I remember we were talking about it amongst ourselves. We were talking about it during one of the podcasts, but Aisha Tyler's doing an after show.
Oh,
kind
yeah.
Of like Talking Dead with
Talking Boys.
Talking
Boys.
Yeah.
Boy Talk. I don't know what's called, but they're doing some kind of after show with her. So
she's the moderator of the panel.
Oh, was she?
Makes
well,
sense.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It had the executive producer Eric Kripke,
Yes.
Yeah.
Carl Urban, Jack Quaid, Anthony Starr,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Moriarty, Jesse T. Usher, Laz Alonso, Chas Crawford, Tomer Capron. I'm sorry for butchering these names, man.
Yeah.
Karen Fukuhara, and Aya Cash with moderator Aisha Tyler.
Okay.
And then
Anthony Gumps are good.
I was gonna say they also stated that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg would make a special appearance on the panel as well.
Okay.
But what were you saying?
No, I was saying, is Anthony Starr the guy that plays
Homelander.
Homelander?
Yes.
Yeah, he's that guy's awesome.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Boys season 1, you should see. It's one of those things where like I said, I've not finished The Boys as a comic, but I enjoyed parts of it. It's not my favorite Ennis work, but I think the series, the Amazon series, is just, it's so good. they did such a good job of taking thematically and moments from the comic and sort of reshaping it. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with season 2. But the guy that plays Homelander is just disturbingly good as that character. I'm like, I think he's one of the best things about that show.
Yeah, and I mean the rest of the cast is good. Like there's a lot of good people involved, but just that his performance is terrifying sometimes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I was surprised to see what's it called it Dennis Quaid's kid in it, Jack Quaid.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for all those Elseworlds and what ifs or imaginary stories with an evil Superman, that one is that was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah,
they do a great job with that one. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like Frank. I had read, I think, the first trade of The Boys, and it just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the show I have been enjoying a lot.
Yeah, the show is very, very good.
Has everyone here seen The Boys, or just 3?
No,
just 3.
Not me. Go ahead though. I don't care.
Okay, okay, but no, I mean, I'm not trying to spoil it for you. I do want you to watch it, but I mean, to me, I'm not. His performance is not new to me because I saw him in Banshee.
Right.
Yeah, Lucas. If you want to see how crazy, to me, he'd be a good Punisher, just based upon Banshee alone. Like, there's a fight in which he has to beat someone down and he has no guns, so it's basically bare knuckle brawling, and it's to a point where he like tears the dude's ear off with his mouth. I mean, and it doesn't stop there. Goes to, I think, break his knee in and his elbow. I mean, he's vicious. Vicious. But yeah, definitely I definitely see how he makes an evil Superman. He makes a very authentic Punisher as well.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So did anyone see the this is not quite Comic-Con at home news, but there was apparently another con that was running at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, really? Why?
yeah. That's a good question. Yeah.
Well, this is the only other headline. One of the other headlines that I saw today was there was something called Justice Con.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give you a chance to quickly look that up so we can talk about the only headline that jumped out me from it. But give me a sec to look it up real quick.
You're making this up.
No, I wish I were. I honestly wish I were, but I'm not making this up. I'm not lying. I'm not telling lies to make friends. I'm telling you, there's a Justice Con.
Justice Con.
Yes. Which I thought was weird because I thought they would save this for the DC stuff that, since DC doesn't really have I understand. I was listening to NPR earlier in the week and they were talking about Comic-Con and how obviously things are different this year, but just the fact there wasn't really a DC presence and there's not really a Marvel presence.
Well, I thought DC was like trying to do their own thing called Fandom, but I don't know what that is. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought Fandom was going to be where they would announce or talk about this stuff.
Right.
And what I'm talking about is apparently there was a Justice Con, which was, I don't know if it's just for Zack Snyder.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, am I reading this right?
To talk about his his upcoming thing for.
I think he just wanted to put out an announcement and made up like some sort of branding for it.
I guess.
Is this a 2-day convention to a movie that came out 3 years ago?
I believe it is.
Yeah, you're right. So that's where the pictures of Black Suit Superman came from.
That's where they came from. That was the other big deal that people were just fist punching the air with their fist and they're virtually slapping the back of their people that are super excited for the Snyder Cut to come out.
Smells fishy to me. I think Henry Cavill was in that yesterday. And they took that picture.
From his home? It's just pajamas. It's just PJs he's got.
It's a Zoom screenshot.
Yeah, in front of a green screen. You're right.
But the thing that jumped out at me was the headline that I saw that caught my eye. I was like, what, is he saying this at Comic-Con? Was the fact that Whedon basically made a Frankenstein's monster out of Justice League.
I mean, that might be what they're saying.
Okay.
But I mean, it was one of those things of like, it's been like there was a couple weeks ago, there was the same thing where the guy that played Cyborg, Ray, I forget the guy's
Fisher?
name.
Is it Fisher?
I believe. No, I don't know. Let's look it up.
Hang on.
But he had negative things to say about Whedon as well. He said that the set was toxic. Yeah, Ray Fisher. Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it says Justice Con, which is a series of panels that brings together Justice League actors, storyboard artists, cinematographers, and more to talk about all things Justice League.
Woohoo!
Snyder popped into Ray Fisher's spotlight panel for a bit, and then teased some upcoming surprises. So
Jay Oliva apparently is in
Mhm.
there, who storyboarded it, but he's a animation director. He's done a lot of the DC straight to video movies. He was a director on the first season of Young Justice, I believe.
Mhm.
Which movies did he do? He did Assault on Arkham, I remember. Did the first Justice League Dark.
Mhm.
That's a good one. Both of those are actually good ones. I like both those a lot. Okay.
But yeah, that was something that caught my eye, even though it's it's one of those. I thought, as Clifton was saying, they would save it for Fandom, whatever Fandom is.
Fandom.
Fandom.
Right.
But yeah, there's no real I don't I understand that the way that Justice League was wrapped up, it was the way it was wrapped up, but I still think it's kind of funny to say to blame Whedon at this point for it.
I think some of it's branding. They got to sell their
Oh no, I'm sure
HBO
it is.
Max deal.
I'm sure it is. So yeah, that was one of the ones that, I mean, granted, it's not Comic-Con at home, but it's
Right.
I don't know if they're just trying to compete or whether they're trying to steal some thunder. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I guess they just figured everyone would be primed for geek news, so they might as well jump into.
I guess. But
This day and age, a con is just someone turning on some home cameras and releasing some information. So I guess this would be the perfect time to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there was the other thing. This is more for Tommy than anybody else. There's the rumors of God of War 2 for PS5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's apparently there was a God of War panel, but no one's really saying for sure. I mean, there's rumors that there's going to be a God of War 2 in the fall of 2021.
Especially how it ended. I think it's not. I don't think anybody questioned it having it. Just
right.
when.
Sure. But that's the rumor. It's supposed to be the big holiday game for next year.
For 2021?
I believe so.
And it'll be on the PS5, wouldn't it?
Yes, it will.
Sign.
Why are you surprised? That's what I don't understand.
No, I'm not. If I'm honest with myself, I'm not surprised. Just disappointed.
Yes.
After what 2-3 decades of video game playing,
mm-hmm.
I was gonna put the controller up and just pass on the 5, but with each additional month, they give me more and more reasons to pick up the 5. I mean, if it wasn't Miles Morales, it's this.
Right.
Yeah. That's my heavy side, man.
No, I agree, but that's when it's I'm more on board for the PS5 than you are, but obviously I'm looking forward to if God of War 5 or God of War 5, if God of War 2 is the thing that only adds to the pile of things with that and Miles Morales Spider-Man that I'm excited about for PS5. So
I'm surprised they didn't mention anything with the new Avengers video game.
Yeah, well, again, Marvel's got their, I don't know, what is their, I forget what theirs is called. It's something 23. Is that what it is?
D23. I don't know if that's happening this year. Is that this year?
Yeah, they haven't announced if it's going to happen at all.
Because they did D23 last year. That's where they announced all of the Disney Plus shows, and I think it only happens every other year. Because last year they did their super huge San Diego panel.
Right.
Yeah.
And
with all of the Phase 4 movies, and then some of the Disney Plus shows, the first slate of Disney Plus shows, and none of which has come out yet. So I think Marvel just doesn't have, they can't go too much announcing stuff into the future. They've already announced a ton of stuff and haven't gotten to any of it yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Their big thing to do would have been an Eternals trailer. Really.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that they would have left at this point.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, Black Widow still hasn't come out. We have, nobody's seen that yet.
Well,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, they haven't announced if they're going to continue to put it in movie theaters or break down and put it on Disney Plus.
Something we were talking about earlier was the idea that with everything being shifted, like with New Mutants, there is talk that they're going to kick down the road Black Widow like they did. They made an announcement for Mulan this week that Mulan, the live action, is not coming out for a while still.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, they don't want to put it on Disney Plus. They want to wait.
No Mulan.
Yeah, no Mulan either.
Yeah.
I wanted to see
man,
Mulan.
I know people that were super excited for Mulan.
Sure.
Yeah, it looked promising as what they were going to do with it. I mean, the way they punched it up and made it those epic fights, I just wanted to see what they. To me, I thought it was just a more of a Crouching Tiger revision as far as the special effects and the money they're putting behind it with throwing the Disney princess in there to boot. I mean, I want to see what they're going to do with it.
I was curious just from the standpoint of like they're changing up. You know, it's not going to be. It's going to be a different. It's Mulan, but it's not the same Mulan as the anime. They're not doing the exact same thing. So
Right.
you know, there's no Eddie Murphy.
No Eddie Murphy.
No Eddie Murphy. No.
Yeah,
No.
disappointed.
No Eddie
no
Murphy.
Mushu.
No Magic Cricket. You know, none of that stuff. So.
The
yeah.
And
Travis
they also pushed back Avatar 2 again.
Ah, well, that's okay.
Yeah,
they have time to find some unobtainium in the meantime.
Because that's gotten pushed back further than New Mutants. That movie was supposed to come out in 2014. It wasn't made, but that was its first announced release date before they ever started production on it.
Well, it's all computers. They can do
Well,
that.
did you hear the news with Spider-Man? They're pushing back about a year too.
Oh,
Spider-Man
yeah?
3. Mm-hmm. That got pushed back as well.
Hmm.
But it's
Well.
funny because that's not really a con announcement. That was just Disney saying nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tough thing because there were a couple of things that I had to check. I'm like, is that a Comic-Con announcement? Like,
Mhm.
you know, because DC's got an event, right? DC,
Right.
the comics has an event, but I wasn't sure if they just dropped that.
Yeah, there's
Like
been
a-
2 DC Comics panels so far,
Okay.
I think, about the comics.
And it is, hang on, what's the name of the event? Endless Winter, right? Yeah. So this is a comic book event, Endless Winter. Do we know
Okay.
anything about this? Has anybody looked into it at all?
And is it
That's
for
the
Marvel or
DC
DC?
No, it's DC.
The Marvel is maybe confusing this with Beyonce. It's either is King is Black or Black is King.
The King in
That's
Black.
Yeah,
It's
the King in Black. Thank you.
The King in Black.
Yeah,
The King
What's
is
the
Black.
Beyonce thing?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Beyonce's
Black
Black
Lemonade.
is King. Yes.
No, there's something on Disney Plus.
No,
Black Lemonade. No?
no.
Okay. Okay.
It's the Lion King soundtrack that she's making into a hour-long video. I think video or just a
Oh, is that
long
what that
video.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she
Okay.
directed like a movie.
Well, it's a video made to feel like a movie. That's why
Okay.
he's called a Black Lemonade because that's what Lemonade was when it dropped. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, Beyonce's thing is Black is King.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Marvel's thing is King in Black.
In
Ah,
Black. Yes.
Right.
Which
Yeah, that the Marvel crossover apparently is going to be a Venom centric event.
yes. Do you know about the symbiote thing? Because someone explained
Yes.
it to me. Okay, go ahead.
No, as far as I understand it, is that there's a character that's been introduced by Donny Cates' Venom that
Mhm.
is Null,
Yes.
which is like the god of the symbiotes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I don't know beyond that, other than the fact the character's been introduced, and that's the next big bad for the next big crossover at Marvel.
I think it's the next big crossover, big bad, because different venues, statues, Funko, they've been showing a lot of Marvel characters, but venomed up.
Okay.
I think it was a precursor to get people, ready for this big crossover, which is
Mhm.
smart on Marvel's part because people definitely love the venomized characters that they've been
Yeah.
putting out with each one.
So what's the hook of it? Is it like Alien Invasion but with the symbiote?
I think so.
Roughly, yes.
Okay, that's cool.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if it's the thing about it is I don't know if it's going to be a matter of because I believe it's Mighty Avengers had the second story arc. The first story arc of that was I'm talking about I think it's Bendis and Cho. Frank Cho did the art on that book.
Mhm.
But you're talking the team itself is like Wasp and Ajax, I think. Anyway, the second story arc is all about the symbiotes, and like a lot of those characters get taken over. So I don't know if it's one of those things where it's an alien invasion that anyone that's had a symbiote before is going to be affected by the fact that they, like I don't know, Peter Parker's Spider-Man's going to have trouble with the fact that he's been bonded with the symbiote or close to it before. I don't know because it's I don't know enough about the character. I just know that's like the next big thing.
Isn't I think the hero that's going to be taking center stage is whoever's in the Venom costume now, which I want to say is Flash Thompson, but I'm not quite sure because I'm not up to date with it.
No, I think it's back. I think it's back to. I'm not sure. I thought it was back to Eddie Brock, or Eddie Brock is around, or is he still anti-Venom? I don't know.
I thought he was anti-Venom. Well, that just even makes him more so than before.
Gotcha.
But no, I think one of the current people who have Venom is going to take center stage as far as battling King Venom.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, but the weirdest part of that whole thing to me is why do they still bear the Spider-Man emblem on their chest?
I don't know. I don't know if they've ever explained it. Honestly,
Yeah, that's just the weirdest part. I get Venom, that's fine.
Yeah.
But everyone else with the Spider-Man Venomized Spider-Man on his chest is like, okay, where'd you get that from?
right?
Because it
Yeah.
looks cool.
Yeah.
It does
That's the
look cool.
connection.
Yeah, it does
Yeah.
look cool, but
Yeah.
just just it's like wearing I guess a varsity jacket or a leather jacket. Just wearing it because it looks cool.
The Venom movie would have loved to have had that explanation, so they could have used it.
Mhm.
You know?
He's a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just wearing a Spider-Man T-shirt the first
Right.
time he
Yeah.
gets symbioted.
yes.
Yes. So
But no, but if this works, they already got a premise for Venom 2.
well, I thought Venom 2 was all Cletus Cassidy. I thought they were doing Carnage.
Ah,
Yeah,
you're right,
Carnage.
Carnage. You're right.
They're doing
you're right.
Carnage.
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 Yes. Yeah. Well,
But-
then there's threes. This stuff writes itself. Then hell.
Yeah, I know, right? So
Yeah. Nothing on Endless Winter though. It's just like they just had like a teaser image.
There's only an image of them like braving the Great White North. And that's all you get.
who's anyone behind it?
Well, they haven't elaborated just because they're still
Yeah,
with death metal.
It's just,
Okay.
we just have the image and it says December 2020. That's it.
Okay.
I'll send you guys the link really quick.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anything elaborate on it. The only thing I've seen coming out of DC's camp is Rorschach
Yeah.
by Tom King, in which he doesn't like that Jay Lee did a cover.
Mhm.
But other than that, that's been cleared up. I think there's a lot of gossip behind that. But other than that, I haven't seen anything on Winter's Coming in DC.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe all the
Yes.
Cold villains are teaming up.
That would be
It's
cool.
it's a Mr. Freeze event with Captain Cold.
It's DC Comics Careless Whisper. What? No, I mean they say the only thing I'm looking at it says story of is it a connection to a 90s story, and the only 90s story that they would connect to would be what's the one? The one with the Sun Eater, in the present.
1 million?
Darkest Night. No. It's oh, it could be tied to death metal, but
0 Hour?
no, that's a time travel one.
Okay.
What's the one? Final Night. That's the one I was thinking. of.
Okay.
Where the Sun Eater basically the Sun Eater is in the present day and they can't stop it, and then the sun goes out, and then it's like Green Lantern. Hal Jordan is trying to keep the sun, like
He
using
becomes the sun, doesn't he?
yeah, it becomes the sun. Yeah, but yeah, so
Okay.
there's also a new collection of Final Night apparently going on sale March 9th on Amazon, so that might be a tie-in to it.
Yeah. Could be. I
Yeah.
think you correct it, Frank.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Think
we'll
that's
see.
it. Yeah, I wonder who's doing it though. Yeah, I wonder
I
if
don't
this is
know.
a John's book or if this is who else is big over there. It could be a Bendis thing.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yep. Could be.
Where's my Infinity Train trailer? They had to have
Was there
had
supposed to be
something,
one?
right?
Oh no,
There had to have
they
been something.
no, they put it out.
They
Did
had
they?
a panel.
They had a panel and they put out the trailer.
Oh.
They
Stop the presses.
yeah. I wasn't able to catch the panel, but I definitely saw news on it, and the trailer tells a lot of what the structure is behind season 3. So if you want to keep it fresh, don't watch the trailer. But I think it's coming out.
I don't think I have the self-control to not.
No, but it's an interesting perspective on what they're doing in season 3. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I've seen season 1 and 2. Has anyone else seen season 1 and 2 other than Zach?
I've seen season and a half.
Okay. I agree. Season 2 starts off slow, but it hits a point, and then it's like, oh, okay, interesting. But the guy, I'm trying to think who created
Owen
Infinity.
Dennis.
Owen Dennis.
Okay,
Yeah, he's from what, Regular Show, right?
is he?
Yeah, I think so.
But close enough is I thought was the Regular Show person, because he just dropped something on. Ironically enough, he dropped something on HBO Max as well.
Aha! I found it.
And this would be your first time watching it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll send it to everybody. If you guys want to watch, go ahead. I'm going to take a minute.
No problem. but J.G. Quintel was the creator of Regular Show, and he had a panel and he discussed Close Enough. Now I've seen Close Enough. Close Enough is to me is just it's Regular Show, but just with all real people cast, no animals or things of that nature. But it's just as nutty as
Regular Show.
Regular Show. Yeah. If you want to know certain people that are on the cast, is Jason Mantzoukas,
Okay.
Gabriel Walsh, Kimiko Glenn, Jessica the Sick. I can't pronounce her name. But no, you should watch it. I didn't know the creator of Regular Show was the voice of Mordecai,
Oh yeah,
which
I
makes sense
remembered
because
that.
he's the same voice in Close Enough. Like, really?
Oh boy. Oh my. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Tommy, you and I are talking offline.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
can't wait.
was surprised that's the direction they went with the season 3, but I want to see where it's gonna come to fruition.
All right, I guess I'm getting HBO Max.
Okay.
What's its release date? August 13th.
It's
Yeah,
coming soon, very soon.
that's actually my cousin's birthday, the one that I bring up all the time on this show.
Oh, really?
He should
Yeah.
bring his action figures over to play with.
I should.
Mhm.
Did you check out the Adventure Time special?
Yeah, with Marceline and Bubblegum.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh no, that's Adventures. If you guys don't know, Adventure Time came back through HBO Max, but they're doing it in hour-long presentations based upon Adventure Time. At first, no one knew what they were because they didn't say anything. But the only one that came out is BMO's story, and which is, if you're a Adventure Time fan, great opening to this new series. But the second one, they're spotlighting Marceline and Bubblegum.
I gotta watch Adventure Time.
Have you seen any of it?
Some here and there.
It's quite a journey.
Here and there. I watched it and wasn't sold on it, and then over the years I saw that like there was something bigger happening with it, you know, and there was a bigger story which didn't occur to me. It wasn't apparent to me watching it when I had seen it. And so now I'm intrigued, like being on the other side of that and being like, okay, there is like a big grand epic that they have now.
Oh, it's that what's brilliant about Adventure Time from my eyes, they made it feel like it was always there.
Mhm.
It's just them widening the shot on what you see about this whole world that they've created and people's places in it. And it all relates to each other. And it not only is it about that time, it spans different worlds as well as an era of human history. Like it takes back they go they go further back before civilization as well as what happens after World War III, which is basically what Adventure Time is now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Adventure Time it's hard to describe. And it's one of those cartoons that grows up with this audience. Like it seems very kiddie in the beginning, but it's like, to me, the best way to describe it is like if you put Korra and The Last Airbender together and don't do the gap, but grow your fans up to the show, because Aang is a lot more kiddier than Korra as far as what the character goes through. And that's what happens in Adventure Time in a way.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely has mature themes that aren't brought to the forefront. They do it very subtly and covertly, and as to not shock the younger viewers. But they're definitely there. But but that thing is long. Even at 10-minute shorts, it would take you hours,
Yeah.
if not weeks, to get through.
Yeah, it's like
Season
9
1.
seasons?
Is it 9 seasons?
Right.
I want to say it's more than that, because they didn't go through traditional years for seasons based upon their format.
Right.
Yeah. Like you would get 2 new seasons in a year for Adventure Time. But no, if you're gonna watch Adventure Time, woo, that's a huge commitment.
Yeah, and it's gonna take me like 4 years. So
Yeah.
the amount of time it actually took them to air all of those, that's the amount of time it's going to take me to watch all of it. As slow as I go through things.
Yeah, 10 seasons. Yeah, tell your coworker. He'll be excited. He'll watch again.
Yeah.
I think he's seen this whole season like 4 times.
Yeah, no, that's another one that's also kind of pushing me because his taste and my taste align in a few spots too and everything. So I'm like, okay, so if he says it's good too, I think that there's something there.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed. And the voice casting, I love their celebrity cast because they don't bring any attention to who's their celebrity cast. They just come along, do a voice, and you may never see that character again. Yeah, I love it.
I was hoping that we were going to get, because usually what they do at Comic-Con, this is when DC, Warner Animation does all the DC movies for the next year. This is where they announce the next slate, right? They usually premiere whichever movie is the next in the release date, right? So this would have been Man of Tomorrow, right? They would have done this Friday night, I believe. They would have premiered Man of Tomorrow, and then they would have, like, in the panel following about the movie, they would have announced like the next 3 for the year.
Right.
But I haven't seen any announcement.
Maybe they saved it for the fandom.
Yeah, could be.
Well, these are interesting times because one, you had the major studios not being a part of it because hell, they don't even know when they're putting out movies. 2, no one knows when certain TV shows are airing because people are holding on to their prime real estate to lengthen it out because they don't know when they're going to go back in production. Correct?
Yeah, but I mean, animation has it a little easier as far as that goes, right? Like,
very much so.
Clifton, you and I were talking about this like offline. We're like, there's an animation boom coming because of the pandemic, right? Because that's like the only stuff being greenlit at the moment. Because you could still work on it.
You mean as far as new materials that's going to be greenlit, or just stuff that's already there that hasn't stopped production?
It's both.
I think that most of the stuff that has been greenlit in the pandemic has been for animation, right? Because a lot of the artists can still work from home.
It's a combination of everything animated that was in production stayed in production because they could work remotely, and then stuff it was more likely to be picked up if it was animation because they could conceive of it being done, whereas live action they started having to think of like, how can we film this?
Yeah.
And how can this be done safely in animation? That wasn't a concern. So
yeah, all the voice actors can record in their closets, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why we got Archer or Adventure Time and Infinity Train, as well as what Netflix is proposing and showing. Yeah, no, a lot of animation has not stopped. Heck, we had a panel for what's the Amy Poehler show? Duncanville. Not only is Duncanville who had a panel, but Amy Poehler herself, the character from Parks and Rec, is going to be on Duncanville. Yeah, I guess to give it a little of a push to let people know that it's out there. But no, you're right, Zach. A lot of animation has been spotlighted in Comic-Con as far as coming out and not stopping. It's only the huge movie ones haven't been presented as much because I guess it takes more of a staff, maybe. Because it's not like it's not like Disney has showed their next animated feature,
Yeah.
We don't know information of when Soul is coming out from Pixar. Soul is coming out from Pixar, but the buzz has dropped quite a bit since its announcement, as well as all movie studio animated movies, right?
Well, I mean, theatrical stuff is just they're holding off because there's nobody in theaters to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still being made. There's still a trailer out for Raya and the Last Dragon, which is coming from Disney.
Cool. Any last bits? There's a season 5 for Rick and Morty sneak peek.
Yeah, they show the animatics where they just show storyboarding of a particular scene.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically make people salivate to let them know that hasn't stopped.
I'm not gonna check it out because I'll probably be a fan of it, in a week after the viewing challenge.
Hopefully.
So,
yeah, I hope you are, because
the only headline that I saw about Rick and Morty season 5, you want me to tell you?
Go for it.
It says Rick and Morty is giving Rick a nemesis in season 5.
Huh.
Yeah. It's an odd take. I'm surprised.
I thought he already had one in a weird way.
He does, but we'll get to that.
No, we don't have to get to it. We'll
Yeah.
we'll discuss if need be. But I just thought it was one. So they're just making it official. That's all it is.
I guess they're finally getting giving putting a stamp on it and be like, yeah, this is the one that
Yeah, this is his Joker, so to speak.
He can't just steamroll this one.
Yeah, which okay, yeah. Let's not discuss it. I'd rather Zach see more episodes in order to understand what the conversation is about. Because I don't believe, Clifton, I don't believe you're really you up to date with anything Rick and Morty, right?
No, I've only ever seen a few.
Yeah. Okay. But that's fine.
Cool.
But is anyone excited with the Star Trek stuff? Like, do you see that one cartoon they're coming out with, Lower Decks from Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I saw the trailer of it. I think it looks fun. I might check it out. I mean, I think Star Trek fans are going to be mad.
Star Trek stay mad. That's what I feel. That's a weird demographic to appease, because all the stuff that's been coming up with Star Trek has been, you think stuff would be slam dunks, but they're not. Like, I haven't seen that much talk about Picard. No one has talked about Discovery, and I love Discovery. Yeah. She was part of the panel as well. And with this announcement with the cartoon, I'm thinking, I guess, to expand the universe more, but I don't know what era they're going to expand upon. Is it going to be the next generation? Is it going to be
And there's another one coming too. There's Star Trek Prodigy. That's gonna be a CG animated show, and it's supposed to be like family friendly, and that's gonna be on Nickelodeon in like 2021.
Okay, that's what I'm confused with.
But Lower Decks is like, it's got like the art style of what would you say? How would you describe it? Like Bob's Burgers?
No, it's more cartoony. It's more. What's that one cartoon that came on Cartoon Network? Final Space.
Oh,
right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think you're right.
That's it.
Yeah, it looks like Final Space.
Yeah, forget what I said. That's stupid. Nothing looks like Bob's Burgers. Yeah. So last little thing that I saw is Robert Rodriguez is doing a Netflix movie called We Could Be Heroes.
Okay.
And it's a superhero movie.
Uh-huh.
And apparently Shark Boy and Lava Girl are going to appear in it.
Okay, that's cool.
He's doing like a shared superhero universe.
Yeah, he's doing
Robert
it like
Rodriguez
himself.
Shared universe. I hope Spy Kids show up in it.
I know, right?
That would be.
I wonder if Taylor Lautner's going to play Shark Boy if he's coming back.
I want the kids from the Four Rooms Rodriguez part.
Yeah, right. The Vignette movie.
Just the daughter, just the shrieking daughter, to be like yelling all the time. That's what I'd like.
His bit's my favorite in Four Rooms, though.
It's a great bit.
Yeah, I like his a lot.
It's a good. Those kids are good.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
No, you can talk about it. It's just that I don't know. It just never came to my attention to watch it when it dropped in. I've never had this is the first conversation I heard anyone had about Four Rooms since inception.
In the past 20 years, it's probably the first conversation
I know
about the movie.
It's one of those, like, I like knowing it exists. Okay. Like, I like knowing it's out there. Like, for people that don't know now, like, I guess we should get into it. It was a movie that essentially was made by 4 different directors. Like, they each had like a vignette of it, and the only commonality that they had was the bellhop. Right? Yes. So it all took place in this hotel, and the only commonality that every chapter had to have was the bellhop that was played by Tim Roth.
Yes.
Right? And I'm going to blank on the rest of the directors, but I know Tarantino did a chapter, Robert Rodriguez did one, and who are the other 2?
Allison Anders and Alexander Rockwell.
Okay. Ooh. There we go. Would never have guessed that we would have gone down to 4 Rooms.
We're just talking about, connected Rodriguez stuff, and it's like,
came out in 1995.
Yes, it's pretty old.
Yeah. Yes,
You're welcome. You're welcome, listeners. Thank you.
Kids.
Yeah. So my other question is Machete showing up? Because he's practically a superhero.
Yeah, but he's like their uncle in Spy Kids. So right. I don't know. He'd have to do double duty.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's going to be revealed that he is Machete.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a weird. Yeah, it could be a weird blend.
So you're doing shared universe stuff, you need El Mariachi and then you need Machete. And you've rounded it out, I think.
Keep an eye out for We Can Be Heroes by Robert Rodriguez.
Okay, very
I
cool.
wonder if Selma Hayek would definitely be in that, wouldn't she?
Usually.
Yeah, she's always in a Rodriguez flick. Either that or Antonio Banderas, one of the two, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Very cool. This was a fun one.
Yes.
I like doing this episode. This was cool. So tell us in the comments, though, if you like this type of show. So, maybe we'll do one for New York Comic Con, assuming they do something online. I think that they will. I think I actually saw, while looking for stories.
They did stuff online last year when there wasn't an emergency situation. So, they put a lot of their big panels online live.
Cool.
Which was a cool thing for them to do.
Yeah, very cool. New York's a great show. New York is a really, really great show. So, let us know what you think. We might do this again for New York. You'll find links and examples to what we talk about on letmeknowhowitis.com. Don't forget, we take suggestions also. If you have something you'd like to discuss, tell us in the comments. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. It'll help the channel to grow. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/letmeknowhowitis and follow us on Twitter at our show's initials, LMKHII. Thanks for listening. See you next time.